The danger of stampeding steers was viewed from a woman's perspective by Arizona poet Charlotte Hall.
7 Bar had combed the range, bare as a mule with Texas mange. 1,000 beef steers, rolling fat, pawed the dirt on Big Pine Flat. Punchers guarding 'em, head and tail, waiting for word to hit the trail. San Carlos Trail, that the beef herds go, with porterhouse steak for Geronimo. 1,000 beef steers, big and fat, ready to run at the drop of a hat. Each steer aching to get the lead and start the herd on a mad stampede. No man knows what a big steer thinks when he shakes his head and snorts and winks. No man knows why he'll up and run at nothing or anything under the sun. 7 Bar trail boss, Granddad Shanks, old and gray in a steer herd's pranks, learned their cussedness head and tail, poking steers on the Chisholm Trail. Born in the saddle, he used to brag, and cut my milk teeth riding drag. Growed my mustache pointing the lead of Texas Longhorns built for speed. Watch 'em, boys, he'd say. They'll run tomorrow if they don't today. Lazy, sleepy afternoon, Granddad droning an old hymn tune. Men in their saddles, loafing at ease, when a blue jay squawked in the tall pine trees. Quick as the flash of a lightning stroke, every steer into a gallop broke. Shoulder to shoulder the wide horns clashed, nostrils snorted and wild eyes flashed. Thunder of hoofs and swish of tail, down they swept for the canyon trail. Granddad Shanks and his men in the rear whipped and rode with a mighty fear. Whipped and spurred and tried to pray, but their hearts went cold and their faces gray. For up that trail each day from school came Buddy and Sis, an old Pete mule. And down at the camp by the aspen trees was the claybank mare with the broken knees, an old boss dog, and gray Ma Shanks with gingerbread soldiers waiting in ranks. Like a mountain river at cloudburst speed, crashed and thundered the mad stampede. The flat behind them seemed to rock and reel and roar with an earthquake shock. And Granddad, spurring, tried to pray and bowed his head and looked away. Then, out from the camp in the aspen draw, the leap of a running horse he saw. God, it was Ma on the claybank mare, her old black sunbonnet flap in the air. Ma! Without saddle or bit or spur, never a belt winner rode like her. Clothesline rope round the old mare's nose, straight in the track of the steers she goes. Riding as straight as a fighting Sioux, swinging her apron and yelling, shoo! Horns tossed high and eyes aglare, the wild dun leader stopped to stare, snorted and shied and turned like that, and trotted back to Big Pine Flat. Over the trail that was torn and plowed, oak brush trampled and young pines bowed. Granddad spurred and cried like a fool, for Buddy and Sis, an old Pete mule, climbed the hill from the canyon banks and stopped on the grass with Grandma Shanks. And Sis said, looking from him to her, Granddad, say, what are you crying for?